Volley Club. two-time MLV libero.
The Grand Rapids Rise, fully equipped with their newest superstar, look for revenge against the team that served them a reverse sweep in this building, while their opponent just took down the always dangerous Omaha Supernovas. From Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids, Michigan, it's the Grand Rapids Rise and the San Diego Mojo. It's Major League Volleyball on Samsung TV Plus. Good evening, let's do this. Alongside my partner Katie Olson, I'm Dan Hasty, and KO, it's only 34 degrees here in Grand Rapids. So for the Rise, they're hoping to remind the Mojo that revenge is a dish best served cold.
Oh my goodness, the last time we were in this arena, the Rise got reverse swept by the Mojo. And tonight, the Mojo are coming off of a huge win, beating the Omaha Supernovas. And who better than Marley Monterey to lead that offense? She was absolutely fantastic and won Player of the Week.
Marley Monserrat is one of the best players in all of Major League Volleyball. Since the last time these two teams met, Grand Rapids also added one of the premier players in MLV. Morgan Hentz showed up almost hours after her trade from the Omaha Supernovas, and she hit the ground running, led them to their first sweep of the season.
Such a quick turnaround to come off of a plane and then get ready to play with a completely new team, and then being one of the players that does not ever come off of the court. That's a huge challenge, but Morgan Hentz, she handled it fantastically and was able to get that sweep.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the starters for this contest tonight. For the 5-7 San Diego Mojo, Jovana Brajkovic, certainly the one to watch among many talented Mojo players. Grace Loberg is another, an absolute weapon on the outside. Former Grand Rapids riser Marin Grote is in the middle. McKenna Vicini will help her out as the other middle. We mentioned Marley Monserrat and Maya Tabron are the starters for San Diego. On the other side for Grand Rapids, it looks like this. The 3-8 Rise will have Carly Snyder, one of the best outsides in MLV. Leah Meyer gets bumped into the starting lineup as a middle blocker, along with Alyssa Jensen. No Ramat Al-Hassan for Grand Rapids in this one tonight. She is out with a foot injury. Meanwhile, no Elizabeth Ine. She is out as well. So we will not see either of those two players who started the season as members of the starting lineup. Paige Briggs-Romine, Alexis Shelton, who's done a nice job in recent games, Cameron Turner, and Morgan Hentz. Our first referee is Barbara Zavanek. Landry Hampshire is our second referee, and we are ready for volleyball here in Grand Rapids as the Mojo take the first point, and it's San Diego who cracks the seal here on Thursday. A huge hello to all of you watching along on Samsung TV Plus, part of the newest partnership with Major League Volleyball. Announced just a handful of weeks ago. Can't wait to see what that looks like. Look at that play from Morgan Hentz. And it doesn't matter because Brajkovic able to take care of it. But Samsung TV Plus, that recently surpassed 100 million monthly active users, now partnered up with Major League Volleyball. And as we usually say, Katie Olson, anything that grows the game. Cam Turner, Alyssa Jensen. He takes care of business, and that's the first point for Grand Rapids. So welcome to everyone watching along on Samsung TV Plus tonight. You see San Diego, they're in the blue unis tonight. Grand Rapids going in their home whites on this Thursday night. Brajkovic with a swing, couldn't get it over the net, and we're tied at 2.
You know, you won't see Brajkovic miss that shot very often. She normally reaches way high over that net, getting that cross.
We saw her do it so many times just 2 weeks ago here in Grand Rapids. That was part of the road reverse sweep for the Mojo. It was actually their first reverse sweep in team history on the road. It was really impressive. As Hentz tried to lay out to take care of that one, couldn't do it. Point goes to San Diego. But obviously, since the last time these two teams met, Morgan Hentz is here.
A little more defense in that backcourt for the Rise, and a leader back there as well.
Rise are coming off of a loss. They were on the road in Dallas a couple of days ago, got swept in a 3-0 defeat. How about that little setter dump? Nice play from Cameron Turner. Puts it down, and we're even at 3.
We haven't seen a lot of Turner this season. We saw her come more in season 2. So going with that switch tonight, Kathy George was going just to change up the offense a little bit.
Alyssa Jensen to serve. I'm curious about the ramifications of that particular move, because Katie, a former setter herself, there's a swing, and Shelton sends that one long. How does the dynamic change when you change setters like that?
Every setter sets differently, and then, there's a height difference too with Turner. She's a little bit shorter, so the ball coming out of her hands is at a little bit lower, but sometimes that works better for your attackers.
Brajkovic with a missile that Carly Snyder is able to dig. Shelton takes the point for Grand Rapids. So far, we're all even here in the first set.
I think a good key to tonight's match is to get Shelton in the mix, get her hot early for the Rise.
It's part of the keys and part of First Serve for tonight's Rise meeting with the Mojo, presented by Morning Bell. Open every day from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Breton Village, Bridge Street, and East Beltline. As the Mojo take that point to get themselves the lead. Crowd has filed in nicely here in Grand Rapids tonight. Rise have always been in the top half of teams in terms of attendance throughout Major League Volleyball since its inception 3 years ago. Little tap from Meyer. Nice play to lay out that time to keep it going from Shara Venegas. Other side, PBR swings and blasts one down. A killer corner from PBR. Ties us up at 5. First time we said the name of Paige Briggs-Romine. She'll go to the service line. Rejected by the top of the tape. First service error tonight goes to the Rise. Speaking of the Rise, a former member of the team here in Grand Rapids, part of a San Diego squad that has 3 former members of the Grand Rapids Rise. Marin Grote is in the starting lineup. She was actually part of the All-Star team last season. As that one goes down for an easy San Diego point, kind of popped up in the middle of the net. San Diego was the first to get to it, but Shannon Scully is here, as is Kayla Caffey. Grote served it to Snyder. Shelton, nice little recovery play to keep that one going by Tabron, as Loberg tried that cross-court kill and sent it a little strong. Point for Grand Rapids. Well, we saw what Grace Loberg can do. She was really good in that match a couple of weeks ago, as was Giovanna Brajkovic.
Loberg is the reliable outside on the Mojo's team.
They've run a lot of plays through her. There's Leah Meyer with the serve, as they look to get it to Loberg. Got it blocked for a moment. Remember, Grand Rapids is without their talented middle blocker, Ramat Al-Hassan. She's out with a foot injury. Shelton swings, and it falls out of bounds. Shelton gets the kill.
Such a smart play by Turner. You saw her just wait and watch that ball go out of bounds, making sure no one else touched it.
You can see how close it was. Based on what you saw right there, it actually wasn't that close. Usually you got to be right up against it to be that close, and that is why Grand Rapids was able to leave it alone. As Meyer puts one into the net. And that puts San Diego the first to 8 here on this Thursday night. Well, so far, I think this is pretty much as close as it was the last time these two teams played. That was, of course, after Grand Rapids had taken the first 2 sets. Then San Diego sort of hit their stride. And thinking back to that matchup between the two teams, one of the things we really noticed San Diego do well was they continued to mix and match their personnel. Alicia Childress did a great job until she found something that worked.
I don't know if we've seen another team in the MLV switch a whole lineup like she did, and she was so successful at it. Matching up players that really matched well against the Rise is what led to their victory there. You saw that one of their star players, Marin Grote, in the middle. She actually came out and did not play the last 3 sets, but Kayla Caffey came in and made those strong blocks for the Mojo. So tonight, she is not afraid to switch in and out players to see what her bench can do.
Yeah, I remember watching that contest, and remember Taylor Sandbothy did a really nice job coming in late in that contest. Allison Jacobs played a role. You mentioned Kayla Caffey. Carly Graham did a nice job when she was used. So you can tell that San Diego's got some depth.
And last night, or their last match, Morgan Lewis versus the Omaha Supernovas went into that opposite role, and she led the team in kills with 17. So they have such a strong bench, such depth back there, that I would expect them to have some subs later on in this match.
Meanwhile, talking to Kathy George during serve and pass today, she was talking about the fact that she's kind of having to move all these chess pieces around. She said she's playing 2 players out of position because of the injury bug. So how does Grand Rapids find their way through a little bit of adversity that way? San Diego to serve with a 1-point lead. Turner for Shelton. Venegas able to dig that out in the corner as Loberg slams it. And it's handled. Cam Turner leaves it for PBR. And the point goes to San Diego. Thought for a moment that maybe San Diego had gotten a piece of that, but that was a rocket shot that was just a little bit too far outside the line.
Cam Turner's doing a great job of mixing in that back row attack. They're just missing by a little bit.
I guess that's the question. If you're Cam Turner, what are you trying to do to leave an impression? Loberg gets the block on Turner. She does like to try that setter dump, and that time San Diego is ready for it. The serve to Marley Montserrat, one of the great setters in all of Major League Volleyball. Hence, Turner, Snyder, a little tap comes right back. A reset chance, Snyder. Instead, Turner got it blocked, and once again, they tried to go with a little offense from the setting position, and that time San Diego knew it was coming.
That's a tough block up there.
That's 3 straight, now 4 for San Diego, and that comes to an end after the service error. It looked like she had put the previous serve right in that same area, but Morgan Hens went after it the last time. This time they decided to leave it alone. Cam Turner to serve for the Rise. The service error bug biting Grand Rapids here right out of the gate. That's their 3rd service error here in set number 1. Jovana Brajkocevic. Well, you got to know San Diego is very excited to have her. Shelton swings, and that one's too long. And you can tell right now that Grand Rapids is just out of their rhythm.
They are. They're making too many hitting errors.
Grace Loberg. Snyder, Turner, back to Carly. And a nice job by Hens to make sure that nobody touched that one. It's just barely out of bounds. She was riding that line. That leads to a Grand Rapids point. Seen that a couple of times so far. Here's Carly Snyder. And if you haven't seen her serve before, hopefully you'll see her serve quite a while, because she is as fun as it gets from the service line as that attack for the Mojo goes out of bounds. It was after taking those first 2 sets for Grand Rapids when they got down after San Diego reeled off 8 straight points in the 3rd set, as Shelton tried to do a little crafty move to get it over to no avail. Another chance for Grand Rapids, and it's down thanks to Alyssa Jensen. But remember how crazy that 3rd set was? Because Grand Rapids made this huge push to come back, actually had it to match point at one point, but couldn't finish it.
Hattie Bray came in with that long serving run.
She did. To the middle, Maren Grote swings and scores. The former Grand Rapids riser puts the Mojo up by 5. Jensen comes out. Morgan Hens treks back in. There's Brajkocevic. Well, she's going to be careful. She might hit the scoreboard with how high she puts that one up. Turner leaves it for Briggs Romine. A little bit out of system that time. Quick setter dump from the middle, and it is down thanks to Marley Montserrat.
Marley Montserrat is leading the league in kill percentage. She adds her 39th kill as a setter.
Timeout on the floor. You are watching Major League Volleyball on Samsung TV Plus. Boy, I could hear that all the way over here.
My fans, let's make some noise.
Six-point lead for San Diego. They've gone on a run here to get things going on the San Diego side. Well, if history's taught us anything, you have to win 3 sets here. So winning the first set only goes so far. Jovana Brajkovic to serve. As Grand Rapids looks for a little momentum, they go to the other side. Paige Briggs-Romine gets a point right back for GR. Well, congratulations to Paige Briggs-Romine. She recently collected another honor, the 16th double-double in her Rise career. That tied Carly Snyder and Claire Chaussee for the most in franchise history. How about that pancake? Not once, but twice with a little help from Hentz. Keeps the point alive. Tabron blasts it, and Snyder might have been better off letting that one go. Instead, Paige Briggs-Romine says, I'll take it from here. PBR drinks it in.
That is such a hard out-of-system ball to hit, and she was able to absolutely crush it.
Got a whole lot behind it. There's Alexis Shelton, the first-round pick of the Rise in this year's draft. A little out-of-system and a block up front. Turner, a little help from Leah Meyer. And 3 straight points for Grand Rapids. That's the response they needed if they were going to get back into set number 1. It's got to be a team effort tonight without the talented Ramat Al-Hassan in the middle. Got a chance to catch up with her before the game. She's in good spirits. As Groats attacked, was sent right back by Alexis Shelton. Tabron, saved by Snyder. Tee it up for Shelton. Dug out Brajkovic. Distance attack. Hentz able to pop it straight up. Snyder, tap towards the middle, nearly a collision. 3 players going after it. Tabron tried to cross it, couldn't do it. Into the middle, popped up. Turner gonna leave it back for Shelton. Boy, how about this rally? This has turned into a long battle for this point. Other side, Paige Briggs-Romine puts it to bed, plants it down. That's 4 straight for Grand Rapids.
Winning long rallies, that's something Kathy George has really enforced in this Rise team. She said if we're going to win these next couple of matches, we need to take advantage of those long points.
Those are the points that matches are shifted on. To the middle, Groat able to find the soft spot in the Grand Rapids defense. Maren Groat puts the Mojo up by 3. Well, good work by Grand Rapids. Get themselves back here into set number 1. Maya Tabron to serve. And the serve, a little hot. Too strong, out of bounds. Well, easy to forget that it was 16-10 just a few moments ago. One of the big reasons Paige Briggs-Romine able to settle that highly contested point. Little slide play for Maren Groat, kept alive. Here's a set from Hentz to Snyder right at the net. It's a fight, and it's won by Marley Monserrat. She got the best of the middle blocker, Leah Meyer. 3-point San Diego lead.
Marley Monserrat is such an offensive setter, taking full advantage of that overpass.
Well, you don't often see the battle of a setter v middle blocker go to the setter. And Mojo give that point right back. The service there has kind of bitten both teams so far. Middle, a big swing and a score right out of the middle. That's McKenna Vicini. And I would imagine that Alicia Childress feels a little better about how she started out this one compared to the last time she was here.
Definitely, their passing has started off very strong, allowing Monserrat to be able to shift her offense wherever she wants.
Monserrat serves. Leave it for Snyder, rather Paige Briggs-Romine. She blasts that one. That one almost made its way out of Van Andel Arena. It's a 2-point Rise deficit. Here comes Grand Rapids. Cameron Turner. Monserrat leaves it in the middle, and Turner's there to dig it out. Hence, with a little bump set, Alexis Shelton swings and scores, and the Rise are down by 1.
Shelton's getting a little more comfortable on that opposite side, using the hands of the outside blocker.
Remember the last time we saw her here, the first 2 sets did not go, I think, as well as she wanted, but the last 3 sets, and then we saw a really impressive match from her in her last contest here in Grand Rapids. It's kind of been a slow burn, but she's gotten better as she's gotten more used to it. Nice block by Alyssa Jensen there to tie us up at 19. They're hoping to keep Turner on the line as Paige Briggs-Romine able to bump it. Turner looking for Shelton, who swings. Played by Tabron. They look for Loberg. Turner digs it out. They try Carly Snyder on the other side. Tapped and kept alive by San Diego. They thought Grand Rapids went over the net. Turner for Shelton. Dug out Monserrat. They'll try Loberg again. Popped up, Hence dives and lays out for it in the middle. Shelton another chance. It is blocked. Loberg and Vicini give the Mojo the lead. Well, one thing Grand Rapids has done with this rally, they've gotten the crowd back into it. They were a little quiet there when it was a 6-point deficit. Turner wants Carly Snyder, the all-star. She ties us up at 20. And more importantly, it puts her on the service line. She's got a wicked shot from that area of the floor. They would love to get her a couple of cracks at it here as this one goes into the net instead. That's a tough break for Grand Rapids. That is their 4th service error. We've had 7 total in this first set. Snyder handles that one perfectly. They look for Shelton. It is down for a point. Thought Tabron was going to be able to get that one down in bounds, and a lot of times they've had it just miss to the left of the line.
She just didn't get her arms fully pressed back into the inside of that court. It went off of Tabron's left hand.
Hattie Bray, the serving sub extraordinaire on this Rise team. She can do a whole lot, but the middle blocker has been used in this spot late in these matches and late in these sets by Kathy George. First real substitute we've seen on the Grand Rapids side today as Tabron swings. Handled there. Can Grand Rapids take the lead with Paige Briggs-Romine? To the middle. Nice play. Venegas keeps it going. They want Tabron blocked right back to San Diego. They're getting a couple of whacks at this. Braykocevic to Turner. Bray trying to set up PBR. She swings and hits it too strong. Just seems like it didn't get the right part of the hand when she tried to swing.
She was definitely going for high hands and just missed.
1-point lead for San Diego. Is there a little talking going on right now? Cameron Turner perhaps having a quick conversation with our first referee, Barbara Zivanek. There's Alicia Childress, the Michigan native, played the first 2 seasons in Major League Volleyball, part of the Vegas Thrill, and she's moved into the coaching world. Great play by Hence to keep it going. Turner sets it up. Paige Briggs-Romine slams one down, and we're even at 22.
That was a great set by Turner. She actually tricked Maren Grote to staying a little bit longer, which put a seam in that block for Paige Briggs-Romine. Now,
can Grand Rapids get these high leverage points? That's been very tough to come by for this Grand Rapids team throughout the course of this season. In sets decided by 2 points, obviously they don't get any closer than that as Maren Grote swings and puts the Mojo up by a point. In these sets decided by 2 points, Grand Rapids has been in 12 of those situations this season, and they have a record of 2-10. And as you know, this is really where things can get decided. Hence, Turner, Paige Briggs-Romine. Blocked but kept alive. Good play from PBR. She gets another swing and the same result. Turner tries the other side. Alexis Shelton couldn't get it over the net. And it's set point for the San Diego Mojo. Timeout Grand Rapids. One thing I do notice with Cam Turner is that she really is trying to get just about everybody involved and attack from different spots on the floor.
She runs that back row attack like no other, especially that right back attack. You're seeing Shelton swing a lot from the back row. Getting those middles involved, I think, is going to be key here. But right now, the passing for the Rise is pulling her off of the net, so she's not really able to set those middles in certain situations.
One thing I think they've done pretty well so far, and this was something I was curious to see after the trade with Elena Ogilvie, Morgan Hens, was what it was going to look like at serve receive. And honestly, tonight, it feels like that's been a strong area for Grand Rapids.
Yep, keeping the ball close to that net so that Turner can really see what's open and get the best set to her pins.
The Rise need 2 straight points to push this into a little overtime in set number 1. To serve is Maya Tabron, former SMU Mustang. Hence for Turner. PBR swings and it's kept alive. San Diego looking for the kill shot. It is denied. Leah Meyer keeps the Rise's hopes alive. A gotta have it point for Grand Rapids. Paige Briggs-Romine to serve for GR. To the middle, tapped, diving play. Guess who? Morgan Hens. They leave it for PBR. It is down. Brejkovic went with the opposite hand, and it cost her. We're even at 24. Timeout, San Diego. Well, one team gets it to set point. They take a timeout. They get 2 points, and the other team takes their timeout. One thing is for sure, we found an entertaining set here right out of the gate.
We did. I believe the Mojo and the Rise are pretty equal teams. They do battle very well against each other.
This is the 3rd meeting between these 2 teams throughout the course of the season. Their first came late January in San Diego, in Grand Rapids. It was actually a chance to get them back to 500. Got them to 2-2 when they beat San Diego 3-1. And then, of course, when we were here exactly 2 weeks ago, San Diego rallied from a 2-0 deficit to reverse sweep Grand Rapids. These first sets have been hard to come by in victory form for Grand Rapids. So if they can find a way, would certainly make life a little easier on them. To the middle, Grote denied there. Morgan Hens able to dig it out. Carly Snyder swings. Tabron was there. Little bump set right towards the net, blocked, and it comes back. San Diego looks for Loberg, who swings and scores. Grace Loberg set point once again for San Diego.
And man, Venegas is everywhere on that court, getting those perfect passes to Monterey.
Maren Grote, the former Grand Rapids riser, trying to end set number 1. Hens, Turner, Snyder, blocked. Mojo take the first set here in Grand Rapids. The Rise push it to an extra point, and the Mojo come up when it matters most. Set number 2 is on the other side of this timeout. We've got a good one right out of the gate here in Grand Rapids. Stay with us, MLV on Samsung TV Plus.
Professionalism and trust. With more than 100,000 trips and 2 million happy passengers.
Van Andel Arena is the site, and it's time once again for Grand Rapids Rise Volleyball.
incredible numbers from a pin attack.
Back throw attack and kill. Leah Edmond calls. Dumped over by Kuaninga.
Diaz, Sophia Maldonado-Diaz having an evening.
And she's got a whip of an arm.
Scramble from Venegas. Scott got to it so fast. PBR scores. And
What a set by Carlson.
Thanks for coming out and celebrating your special day here with us. And now we want to give a shout out to our...
Back here in Grand Rapids, it's 1-0 in favor of the San Diego Mojo. They're off to a good start. You're watching Major League Volleyball on Samsung TV Plus. Katie Olson, they got the points when it mattered most.
They really did. I thought setting the middles off early started them off strong. So they were able to really get that offensive rolling. And then on the Rise side, the errors just came at not a good spot. So they were missing a couple shots, missing a couple serves. Not in good times.
Could tell at the beginning of that set it was a little bit sloppy. Both sides were kind of looking to tighten up a little bit, and to their credit, they actually did.
The hitting percentages are low around the board. The missed serves are high, so naturally that gives you a little bit of a rougher game. So I would expect to come out on set two, tighten things up a little bit. You're going to see bigger swings coming and a more focus on defense and blocking.
Kind of felt like the first half of that first set saw a lot of those balls go from the service line into the net, but towards the end of that set, especially when Grand Rapids, after they had gotten down by 6, they did a lot of good work to crawl out of that hole. Now they just need more where that came from. But how about an ace to start our second set? Marley Monserrat doesn't get off to a better start than that. San Diego's up 1-0.
She has such a great crossbody serve. She's able to really drop that in front of Carly Snyder.
Turner had to go way out of position for it. How about that diving play? Shara Venegas. So much fun to watch her command the floor. Point for San Diego, bumps them up to 2-0.
Shara Venegas is one player that I don't think gets enough credit. She is leading the league in digs per set and digs overall.
Right at the net. How about Alyssa Jensen? Boy, that's like putting it on a silver platter. First point for the Rise in set 2.
A little bit of a miss hit slash tip, but if you can reach it and put it down, go for it.
Throwing the changeup. Carly Snyder whistles one across. Rakocevic able to split the seam to give the Mojo the first 2-point lead of set number 2. Well, if you're Alicia Childress right now, you haven't had to dip into your bench nearly as fast as she did the last time these two teams played here. It was 2 weeks ago. Turner looking, Shelton taps and it comes right back. Didn't get it exactly where they wanted it, but Paige Briggs-Romine challenges on the other side. From distance, there's a point. Guess who? Grace Loberg. 4 out of the first 5 in set 2 go to the Mojo. This is a Mojo team that picked up a really impressive win. Not many teams can get those wins against teams like Omaha. Of course, they were the champions of the league in year number 1. There's another point for San Diego. Boy, they are red hot to start this second set. And when you get a big win like that, it does carry over.
Especially at Omaha, you have so many fans watching you, cheering with you, cheering against you. You know, it's just a fun place to play.
Monserrat looks near side. There's a block. Alyssa Jensen. A little help from Paige Briggs-Romine. One of the things that we do notice about San Diego when we kind of look at the tail of the tape between these two sides, they're first in the league in digs per set. So for all the teams that have those impressive liberos, of course, Grand Rapids has one of its own, and Morgan Hens. Sheriff Venegas has them very, very high in one very particular category where she's very responsible. Swing at the net, and Jensen's able to pop that one. Turner looking for Snyder, but it's handled in the back. How about a chance from Tabron? Blasts it down, and it's a 6-2 Mojo lead. This is a Mojo team that's won 4 of their last 5 matches. This is after starting the season 1-6, and when you're talking about San Diego, they're actually kind of experienced with that. They are the kind of team that has had tough starts to seasons, but great finishes. Good finish for Grand Rapids to that play. It makes it 6-3 as they pop it into the campfire.
That was such an impressive dig by Morgan Hens, coming all the way up basically to that center line to get that tip that initiated that play.
I think Monterey may have taken a shot on that particular play. Might have bumped into Loberg, but she seems to be fine.
Now we got...
Oh, look who's in. Candela Alonso Corseas. First time we've said her name here in Grand Rapids this season. It'll be interesting to see what they can get from their second-round pick as that one goes out of bounds. They tried to set it up for Leah Meyer on a slide play, couldn't land it. What do we know about Candela?
And she came from Indiana and started off her collegiate career actually on the opposite side, so we'll see what she has tonight. We haven't seen much of her at all this season.
I know Kathy George was excited about the prospect of getting her going as the Mojo go up by 5. And that brings us to our 8-point timeout. But we'll keep it right here. We were talking a little bit about Candela Alonso Corseas, the Indiana Hoosier. Of course, that was the team that took college football by storm, winning the national championship. So I'd imagine that she's pretty excited about that development. But now she's trying to build her own professional career here in Grand Rapids. So when it comes to giving her a chance, second-round pick, an outside hitter, they're looking to fill a specific need, and they're looking for Candela to do it.
They are, and right now it's that opposite position. They're looking for someone to step in and make a positive impact. You had Shelton hitting negative, so she made the change here, looking to really get someone. And I will say, Candela has a great line shot. She hits hard and fast on that right side, and she's also kind of a player that is just happy all the time and not like super intense, but she's just always just bringing vibes up when I talk to Kathy George.
I can't help but wonder, based on how practice sets up, that she might have spent a little extra time with Cam Turner, because Cam Turner was not the starter. We saw a lot of Sage Caja, Ina Torres, and tonight Cam Turner's getting an opportunity. But if Cam Turner was playing with what would be known as the twos, I almost kind of wonder if Alonso Corseas might have a little chemistry already built during those practices.
Especially with the way that she's dishing out that back row set.
We'll see if that move pays off. Last time these two teams played, it was the moves. And there's a swing and an ace. Jovana Brajkovic with the missile. Just inside the line, and it's a 6-point lead for the second straight set for the Mojo. But it was Alicia Childress who did all the personnel moves and all the changes. There's a corner kill. Nice shot there to get it down in Grand Rapids with a much-needed point.
There's that connection that you were talking about.
Good to see Candela get on the scoreboard. And if there's any luck, that'll be a personnel change that Kathy George will be very happy to have made. Turner wants PBR this time, kept alive. Look at Morgan Hens keeping it going. Great play to lay out. Another chance for San Diego. PBR goes vertical. There's a slam. Candela puts it down. Candela Alonso Corseas. Oh, we all might have to be quick studies on this second rounder. Hails from Madrid. Monserrat, other side. Tabron got it denied. Another chance for San Diego. Could she be the spark that Grand Rapids has been looking for? Turner wants Carly this time. Venegas digs it out. Tabron kept alive. What a play by Paige Briggs-Romine. How did she get there? Let's do it again. Mojo attack kept alive. Turner wants Corseas. Didn't get as much as she wanted behind it as Meyer keeps it alive and San Diego sends it back. Snyder, Turner wants Carly again, swings, kept alive. Morgan Hentz with a little help from Meyer. Oh, this is one of those points that we've already seen here today. Grand Rapids able to take the points. Cam Turner doing it all. And it's down by 3 for Grand Rapids. They've got 3 in a row.
You really watch Cam Turner elevate on that block and press back into 6, getting that.
Again, that's just part of a different dynamic that Kathy George was looking for coming into this matchup tonight. Slide play, Liam Meyer, whistle, and a point to the Rise. Perhaps the Mojo was in the net that time.
Looks like Tabron was in the net on that slide block.
Briggs-Romine with her team down by 2. Oh my goodness, how about an ace for PBR? That's a smooth pour from Paige Briggs-Romine. The Rise have done a nice job digging out of some of these holes so far. They were down 16-10, fought their way back to actually take a lead, and now they've scored 5 in a row to nearly erase their 6-point deficit in set number 2. Timeout taken by San Diego, so we'll keep it here. But right now, Grand Rapids is finding a way, but as you know, it takes a lot of energy to climb out of those holes.
It does, and it starts with those long rallies. When you win those long rallies, not only are you out of breath at the end of that rally, but then you have your home crowd cheering for you. It just really gives you a little bit more, just an edge to the next play, whereas if you would lose those rallies, it kind of sucks the life out of you a little bit.
So puts them down by 1. What does Grand Rapids do to try to seize a little bit more momentum?
In system, trying to get that first ball contact in system so Turner can run that backside and that back row attack.
You know, one thing you can say about Grand Rapids is that some of the most hotly contested points so far have seemingly gone to GR. They need a few more where that came from. Paige Briggs-Romine again to serve. And a block. Liam Meyer ties us at 9. They put it in the middle and Liam Meyer sent it where it came from. Boy, it's always every server's dream to spend a whole lot of time on the service line, and that comes to an end after the service error. But she helps bring them back to even it up for the time being. Now it's a Mojo 1-point lead. Maya Tabron's turn for the Mojo. Turner for Snyder. And San Diego's in the net again. I think they may have got Maren Grote on that particular play to even us up at 10.
They moved Carly Snyder in a couple feet to hit that ball and just confuse the Mojo a little bit, and they were too tight to that net.
You notice how tight the serve receiving is for Morgan Hentz. It's right up against the net. It's putting Turner in a spot where she has to almost go into the net herself, but she's done a great job as Candela is able to blast one, got it down, as the return was just a hair offside. There's a lead for Grand Rapids. They have officially fought their way back. Liam Meyer's turn. The former Kentucky Wildcat. Big swing, kept alive there. Candela keeps it going. Monterey slide play, Grote, PBR digs it. Other side, Snyder to the middle to give the Rise a 2-point lead. You know, you try that one a million times, it doesn't always go down, but man, it feels good when it does.
Especially on Shara Venegas. She normally gets those, so just out of place.
Meyer will get another chance from the line. Venegas, Monterey, Loberg, too strong, but it was deflected by Grand Rapids. That's a point for San Diego. Now it's over to Marin Grote, talking about Candela Alonso Corsellas. Second round, 11th overall in the Major League Volleyball draft. There's Alyssa Jensen. Kept alive there. Jensen will bump. Will she get it right back? She will. And she's found a way to put it down. Everything was flowing the right direction for Grand Rapids. Made life a little easier as Jensen had to do a little extra work to get herself that point. 4 seasons at Indiana for Corsellas. Had over 1,400 kills while there, as that one a little bit too much for Jensen, and it's now 1-point GR lead. Won a couple of titles overseas, won the Spanish Cup in 2021 and Spanish Superliga 2 in 24-25. Now she's making her debut here in Major League Volleyball. Monserrat for Tabron. Good play. There's Morgan. Hence setting it up, and Candela couldn't get it down. Tabron, little English diving play, but Turner's unable to save it, and we're even at 13. When you have somebody like Morgan Hens, who's always so used to just diving all over the court, does it pick up the abilities defensively of the group around her? She will go forever after balls, so just really bringing that energy and will to get every ball does rub off. Good play by Snyder. Can they get it over? They'll have to free ball it, but they do. They had almost run into Kathy George to do it. Brajkovic got it blocked, but it's out of bounds. Point for San Diego. Boy, talk about a game of swings right now. It's either San Diego going on a run or Grand Rapids doing it back. Turner for Jensen. That one got packed, but it's back. Grand Rapids has a chance to reset. How about Carly Snyder? Too strong. Tried to go across court. That's always one of the toughest shots, and San Diego's got 4 in a row. It looks like Snyder wants a challenge that Mojo were in the net. So that's what we're looking for. Yep, looks like they're going to challenge a net touch. One thing we always say when it comes to this game, whether it's did someone touch it or was somebody in the net, it's always a quick reminder that these games are just played at a different speed. They're so fast, and honestly, I think you have to really just be here to appreciate it in person. What you should do is try to line judge a game. It's incredibly hard. Now in this major league, there are no line judges. You're relying all on technology, which the room for error is even smaller. Then you're not going to get away with those net touches that the human eye doesn't see. Or even we've seen a lot of plays where the ball just touches a sliver of the line. Take a look. There's the Calvin University volleyball team. Men's volleyball made their way out. And they're positioned right behind where San Diego was serving. That's an interesting way to announce it. Our first referee, Barbara Zavanek, saying the team was wrong. To quote Billy Madison and Adam Sandler, a simple no would have been just fine. It's a point for San Diego. Snyder, a little trouble with it. Paige Briggs-Romine actually put it in a really good spot. And it's a point for San Diego. That actually turned into a better opportunity than it looked, but San Diego was able to take advantage of it. 3-point lead for the Mojo. We're at our 16-point timeout. You are watching Major League Volleyball on Samsung TV Plus.
Let's go.
Boy, this match has been a pendulum so far. It has just continued to swing back and forth. Right now, it's swinging in the way of San Diego. They have put themselves in a spot now with a 3-point lead, thanks to 5 straight points. Marley Monserrat has been living at the service line. A little tap, and Corset is unable to get enough on it to get it over. So the lead goes to 4 as the Mojo try to rebuild that 6-point lead they had earlier in set number 2. Turner wanting Corset this time. It's blocked. Trying to put that ball in the best spot to get the best attack from those opposites and those outsides. That's Cam Turner's job tonight. How about Paige Briggs-Romine? No issues with that one. It's down in the middle.
We did see a little bit of a switch on the Rise side. Carly Snyder came out and Allison Mayfield is in, and she is back to serve for the Rise.
One of the most seasoned veterans here in Major League Volleyball is Allison Mayfield. Good play by Turner to dig it out. Hence wants Corset, who swings and misfires. Out of bounds.
Everybody clap your hands.
Rise have had some issues with that here tonight. They've got a very young front line, whether it's Shelton or Corset. They've been trying to find some solutions in that area as Turner tees it up. There's Corset, who taps, and it's kept alive. Great play. Venegas able to pancake it. Turner tried the dump. Not there. Mojo on the other side. They get it right back. Brejkovic handled there by Jensen. Another chance, and it's down for the point. Got it from the far side. And San Diego now with a 5-point lead. Now all Grand Rapids can do is hope that that swing set moves in the opposite direction. And Grand Rapids wants to talk about it, so a timeout for Kathy George. Well, don't forget, there is still more on Samsung TV Plus here for Major League Volleyball as we motor along through this season. There will be more where that came from. We're certainly looking forward to seeing everything that is Major League Volleyball on Samsung TV Plus. You may be also listening along locally on 96.1 FM The Game. We welcome in those of you listening along tonight. So if you're Grand Rapids, what's the biggest thing that they need to do to swing momentum back in their favor? They've had it at different points throughout the course of this match.
They have, but right now they're hitting under 100. They got to find a way to get some kills to stay into this game, and it starts defensively in serve receive. They got to get balls in system. Right now, Cam Turner is spending too much time out of system making those hard sets. You saw it right there on that ball. It was a little bit behind her, making it a harder set to set all 3 options.
Also bears mentioning that coming up tomorrow night, from Columbus, Indy and Columbus get going. The Ignite and the Fury. That'll be the next match you can catch right here on Samsung TV Plus. There's another point for San Diego, and right now they are taking control here in set number 2. Rise actually had a 13-11 lead. It's been all Mojo. That makes it a 10-1 Mojo run. Briggs-Romine finally gets it down for Grand Rapids. Well, they're going to have to do it twice here in the second set. They're going to have to erase 2 different 6-point deficits.
And Paige Briggs-Romine might be the answer to that. She is keeping the Rise somewhat alive offensively in this match.
You were talking about Allison Mayfield. She is one of only 2 players on the Rise side with double-digit years of experience at the professional level. She's been playing for 10 years. How about that play for Alyssa Jensen? Reaches out and puts it in. Now Grand Rapids has a chance to take advantage of it. Leah Meyer kept alive. Mayfield sends it a mile high to free ball it back. Venegas, Monserrat, Loberg scores. Check that, that's Brejkovic, and it makes it a 7-point lead for San Diego. The other player with double-digit years of experience is Elizabeth Inna. So she is one of the more seasoned vets, but we haven't had a chance to see her lately. She's been out dealing with some injury issues. There's a point for Corseas. Good to see Candela put one down. Candela, Alonso Corseas, one of the newest members of the Rise. And if you're Kathy George, you're just trying to do essentially what Alicia Childress did the last time your two teams played, and just see if you can find a combination that works. Maren Grote tried the quick tip, and instead Cam Turner getting up there. A little vertical check for the setter, Cam Turner. That's a point for GR. Got the block. It's a 5-point Mojo lead. Rise have erased 2 6-point deficits. And it looks like they're about to get another point here to eat into this one. San Diego unable to corral it beyond the back line. 4-point deficit for Grand Rapids. Nice little slide play for Liam Meyer, who's getting an opportunity here tonight. Hadn't seen her in a couple of weeks, but with the injury to Ramat Al Hassan, that opens up that opportunity as San Diego is able to get the point on the far sideline, just out of the reach of Corseas. And we'll get some substitutions on the San Diego side. Monserrat, Brejkovic check out. Morgan Lewis and Carly Graham in for the first time for San Diego, who we saw play a big part when they were here 2 weeks ago.
And Morgan Lewis was absolutely phenomenal against the Omaha Supernovas with 17 kills.
Big reason that they won that match. Grand Rapids did not get what they wanted on that try. They'll try and set up again, fight at the net, and San Diego comes away with it. Lewis to Alonso Corseas. Meyer couldn't get it with the slide play. Other side, Lewis attacks, and Candela goes down to get it. PBR kept alive. It's punched over to Turner from distance. Candela unable to land it this time. San Diego sends it. Turner wants Paige Briggs-Romine. Popped a mile high. That's an excellent dig by Venegas. And it leads to a San Diego score. Looked like Grand Rapids may have gotten the block, just couldn't get it down inside the line. 24-18 San Diego with set point here in the second. Carly Graham trying to finish off the second. Little punch move to keep it going. Venegas right at the net. And it goes back to San Diego. All the bounces have been going their way in this second set, except for this one. Leah Meyer attacks and scores, and trying to hold off this San Diego squad. Over to Paige Briggs-Romine for Grand Rapids. Graham looking for Lewis. Not there. Grand Rapids needs a whole lot where that came from, and they get it thanks to Allison Mayfield. That's 2 straight for Grand Rapids. And I would guess if Grand Rapids gets another point or 2, we might see another Alicia Childress timeout. That's not the look San Diego wanted. Grand Rapids tries to answer. Mayfield taps. Great play. Carly Graham to keep it alive. Other side, Tabron dug out by Hentz. Turner leaves it for a tapping Candela. It's handled. San Diego with a chance to take set 2, and Grand Rapids is there to handle it in the back line. Slide play, Meyer swings. San Diego digs it out. Carly Graham does it again. Morgan Lewis swings and sends it long. Point Grand Rapids. Their 6-point deficit is now 3. Well, wouldn't it be poetic if Grand Rapids, who's already erased 2 different 6-point deficits, does so at set point? So a whole lot that needs to happen and go right. And unfortunately for Grand Rapids, it's not going to be here. San Diego swings and scores, and it's the Mojo who takes set number 2. Well, how about the San Diego Mojo? They come into Grand Rapids, and that's now 5 straight set victories for the San Diego Mojo. Katie Olson, it's fair to say that San Diego has figured something out.
They have, and they've learned. They're such a defensive team. Shar Venegas does a great job of flying everywhere and keeping them in system. She is so good. Almost every time that she touches that ball, she passes it in front of that 3-meter line, which is insanely impressive.
Yeah, I think it does bear mentioning that the last time these two teams played here, the team that won the first 2 sets did not win the match. It was a reverse sweep. We saw Grand Rapids find their way to come back. And if you're Kathy George, is that where the conversation starts in your locker room?
I'm not really sure you want to ever say reverse sweep, but if you're on the other side of it, why not? Why not? And say it now.
Grand Rapids now down by a score of 2-0. And really, when you look at what this one has been so far, it's been a game of runs.
It has. It's going from one side to the other. No one is hitting particularly well. You're seeing both teams hitting in the 100s, which is really, really hard to win a game when you're there. But if you're both teams doing it, now you got to figure out what is working on the other side. Right now, the Rise need to get in system. They're spending way too much time out of system, making it really hard to get any form of offense run.
Right now, Grand Rapids still looking for some answers. This is our intermission coverage here in Major League Volleyball for the Grand Rapids Rise and San Diego Mojo here tonight. Coming up next, a conversation with Kathy George, especially for our new audience on Samsung TV Plus. We will hear that on the radio side as well. So we hope you enjoy. Then we'll come back. We'll set the table for everything that is set number 3, because obviously Grand Rapids has some work to do. Where does that need to start?
Got to get another hitter other than Paige Briggs-Romine in the positives. Got to be able to really, again, get in system. It'll make Cam Turner's job so much easier. And then also being a little bit stronger on the serving. You saw that come alive a little bit at the end of set 2. That needs to be the start of set 3.
Well, her team is hearing her talk right now. We're going to hear from her as well. Kathy George, the head coach of the Grand Rapids Rise, will join us on the other side for a 2-minute timeout. It all continues along as we cover intermission and then get ready for set 3 here from Grand Rapids. It's 2-0 in favor of San Diego on Samsung TV Plus. Grand Rapids Rise and volleyball.
It's not just a sport, it's a calling. At Spalding, we've spent years crafting high-quality equipment that honors that passion. As the official net system supplier to Major League Volleyball, we're proud to support the game at its highest level, where precision, durability, and performance matter most. Because when you give your all, you deserve equipment that does too. Spalding Volleyball, trusted by generations, built for champions.
That makes it a Rise 2-minute timeout, and who better to spend it with than the head coach of the Grand Rapids Rise. Kathy George is here. Kathy, great to see you.
Nice to see you, Daniel.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about you and your story as you get here. People might be watching this going, wasn't she the coach at Michigan State for all those years? And now you're transitioning into the major leagues.
Absolutely, yeah. I had been in college volleyball forever and Michigan State for 18 years. And, you know, this whole opportunity came about and, you know, started talking to the people over here. And it seemed like a really good match for me at the time. You know, especially with the way I like thinking about empowering women and getting them, you know, to the next level and providing these opportunities.
And it sounds like so far, as we're in our third season, you've been able to have those opportunities.
Oh, absolutely. Players are coming back here. They've been generally playing overseas because they didn't have the opportunities here. So this whole thing has brought so many people home to their families and, you know, to this country who is really loving volleyball. So it's awesome for them to play at home and to play in front of the fans here.
That's got to be one of the most refreshing parts of this journey, is just watching the interest in volleyball continue to go higher and higher.
You know, and it has. And I mean, I've been around, I'm a pretty old dog, but I've been around forever. So watching that and volleyball making strides to the top, you know, seeing that people care about it and love the sport. And it's not just those people that have played it before. It's people that just generally come in and say, this is a fun sport to watch.
And this is Major League Volleyball.
Yeah, it is.
What do people need to know about this league if they haven't seen it yet?
Well, that it continues to grow and that, you know, obviously you get started and there's a lot of bumps and, you know, messiness a little bit at the beginning, but like this continues to thrive and grow and our strength just continues to kind of hit the rise button here. So
yes, pun intended. That's right. Well, thank you very much, Kathy. Really appreciate it, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, Dan.
That is Kathy George, the head coach of the Grand Rapids Rise. It all continues as part of our 2-minute timeout here as we enjoy Grand Rapids Rise volleyball.
The 2026 MLV All-Star Match is coming to Orlando. The brightest stars in Major League Volleyball will compete in Edition Financial Arena Saturday, March 28th, live on CBS. Tickets available now at provolleyball.com.
Back row attack and kill. Leah Edmond calls. Dumped over by Kuaniga.
Sophia Maldonado having an evening.
And she's got a whip of an arm. Scramble from Venegas. Scott got to it so fast. PBR scores. And what a set by Carlson.
You've got to get off the couch, off the phone, and join thousands of other screaming fans for a nail-biting, heart-pounding, in-person experience you have to see to believe. It's the NCAA D1 Women's Volleyball Championship. Sign up for pre-sale news and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
From your favorite athletes to your favorite music, listen to everything you love and so much more with the free iHeartRadio app. From live play-by-play to your favorite game day anthems and the biggest sports podcasts in the world, the iHeartRadio app lets you take it all with you and stay connected to your favorite team wherever you go. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Welcome back here in Grand Rapids. Katie Olson, Dan Hasty with you as we get ready for set number 3. And looking over some of the numbers of the first 2 sets, right now it just seems like Grand Rapids has had a bit of a harder time staying with their rhythm. They found it a couple of times. It's just been too short-lived.
Yeah, and when that rhythm comes and goes is really the bigger factor. Right now, when you look at the stats, they're pretty much even. You're not really seeing much of a difference, maybe a couple serving errors here and there, but it's only 1 or 2 points. So that brings it to me where it's all about how in system you can keep each side and what you're doing with those plays, and are you taking advantage of them. Right now, the Mojo are just taking advantage at a better time than the Rise.
Welcome back to those of you watching on Samsung TV Plus. If you're just joining us, well, here's what you missed. Grand Rapids and San Diego playing for the third time this season. After a road reverse sweep victory for San Diego the last time these two teams met up. You can tell that the Mojo have carried that momentum, or that mojo, if you will, here into this particular contest. They've won the first 2 sets. So Grand Rapids is going to have to pay San Diego back with exactly what they served them last time these two teams met. But it was a set 1 victory, 26-24, and then 25-21 in set 2. Carly Snyder to serve, and we're underway in set number 3. Turner, Hence, they want Candela. Not so much that time. Other side, Loberg swings, and Hence able to track that one down. And San Diego, you can tell why they're first in Major League Volleyball in digs per set. They really get after it, and they're led by Shara Venegas. Kept alive. How about that play from Carly Snyder, keeping it going. Little tap down from Melissa Jensen. Got a big help from Carly Snyder. It's 1-0. The first point of set 3 goes to GR.
Those are the plays that the Rise have to win to stay in this game.
Yeah, to give them a little energy. It looked like Snyder caught that one in a funny spot. She's had a couple of those service errors in this one. But once you get her in a rhythm, she is really tough to stop. Loberg. Turner wants Paige Briggs-Romine. It's not there. How about the other side? And Tabron, who attacks and misfires. Too strong. Point Grand Rapids. Who will get Liam Meyer back in. So Morgan Hens takes a seat. Melissa Jensen, she's been propelled into some extra opportunity. That one just missed. Wow, was that ever close? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's what close looks like. Came within millimeters of the ace. Instead, San Diego ties us at 2. Meyer tried to leave it for Paige Briggs-Romine. That actually is a pretty good spot for it. Just weren't able to land it. Meanwhile, Liam Meyer is. Set up your middles. 3-2. Grand Rapids takes the lead. I know you're a fan of when the setters set the middle.
I am, and it's one of my favorite plays.
Candela Alonso Corseas. Mojo want break Kocevic. How about Hens diving to keep it going, and that's one too many. I don't even know how Hens got to the first one. I'll leave it at 3. It's one thing you will get used to seeing when you watch Morgan Hens, and it's not a secret in Major League Volleyball. Point is never quite settled when you're living in Hensville. Turner, Snyder, Venegas able to take care of that. And there's Morgan Hens right on cue. Leaves it up, and Paige Briggs-Romine does the rest. Much to the delight of Kathy George. That's a point and the lead for the Rise.
You love to see it when an amazing dig leads to a kill as well.
Trying to find that rallying point is Grand Rapids. Montserrat a slide. Maren Grote gets it down, and we're even at 4. The patented Maren Grote slide play. We saw that one so many times during her days in Grand Rapids. Played her first 2 seasons here with the Rise, and she's moved into slightly better weather. Hens tees it up for Snyder, and she's got it. No getting to that ball. Nice catch by the gentleman who had his son in his lap. 5-4 GR. Go ahead, young man. Just eat your fries. No big deal. Carry on. That's Liam Meyer. We'll try Loberg with a tap. Candela gets it, and unable to get it over is Carly Snyder. Back it goes to San Diego. That's Maren Grote. Can Grand Rapids give San Diego what they gave them the last time these two teams met? The old reverse sweep. Hasn't happened very often. San Diego did it for the first time. What a play from Tabron. Grote. Free ball comes back. Can Grand Rapids take advantage with a little slide play? Jensen got it dug out by the former riser and Maren Grote. Turner wants Snyder, who swings and scores. Carly Snyder. That gives the Rise the 1-point lead. Well, and if you're Grand Rapids, you have to play with what you got, but all you can do now is just hope that you get some of those pieces back that you sort of built your offseason around. There's a point for San Diego, because two very important members of that starting lineup out for Grand Rapids here tonight in their middle blocker, Ramat Al-Hassan, and their opposite, Elizabeth Inna. Rise have pretty much taken the lead and then seen San Diego counter with a point. We haven't seen the run that we've seen in all the other sets so far. There's a block. Alyssa Jensen and Carly Snyder team up. 7-6 Grand Rapids. Well, perhaps getting a set that's not so much those huge back and forth swings might serve Grand Rapids well. Snyder serves in the middle, edge blocked. Candela Alonso Corseas making her announcement that she has arrived in Grand Rapids. 8-6 GR. They have not had a lot of leads in this one so far, so even just having a 2-point advantage seems significant. Again, we kind of have seen the pendulum swing very heavily to one side or the other, but Grand Rapids so far looks kind of stable here in set number 3.
They're starting to get into a rhythm and a little bit of a flow. They're getting the Mojo out of system, which is making their blocking a little bit stronger. As you saw, both of those blocks come because they were able to set and press in.
It's an expanded opportunity for Cameron Turner. Her first 2 sets saw her team come up on the short end, but now here in set 3, kind of run out for margin of error. It's safe to say that that's a pretty significant opportunity that she's getting here tonight, as you could also say for Candela Alonso Corseas.
It is, and now how do you take advantage of the opportunity? What are you doing that can keep you in that starting lineup? And right now, Cam Turner is really mixing up her offense, which I think the Rise offense has gotten a little bit just outside heavy, and now we're seeing a lot more back row and everything that comes with that. I think she's doing a pretty good job at mixing it up, but I would like to see them in system a little bit more so you can get that full effect.
Grand Rapids has been stuck in a rut as of late. They have lost 6 of their last 7. There's another service here by Carly Snyder. It's kind of not been her night from the service line. She is one of the best servers in all of Major League Volleyball, but tonight it just hasn't been the way she's wanted it to be. And that serve received goes to San Diego, and we're even at 8.
Maya Tehran, that's a ball that you take advantage of, and boy did she.
A lot of work to be done for Grand Rapids as Grace Loberg puts one in the net. Now, the rhythm has been hard to come by for Grand Rapids. They found it on multiple occasions. If you're just joining us here on Samsung TV Plus, what you missed is the fact that Grand Rapids was able to erase not 1, but 2 different 6-point deficits. But other than that, it's been all San Diego tonight. McKenna Vicini. That one's too strong, too far, point Grand Rapids. If you remember, the last time Grand Rapids was right here at home, that was against Atlanta. That was the debut of Morgan Hentz. It was Grand Rapids against the Vibe. That goes a point for GR. San Diego actually thought Grand Rapids may have gotten a finger on it, but to no avail. They won't challenge either. There's a lot of excitement attached to that victory, as Alonso Corseas has that one go a little long. Another service error for Grand Rapids. And not done themselves many favors from that part of the floor tonight. Brajkovic. She's fun to watch from that area of the floor as well.
Looks like that set was just a little wide and tight for Leah Meyer, and she wasn't able to completely get to it.
That evens us up at 11. There's Brajkovic once again. Into the net. Is it true that it becomes contagious on both sides?
I think so. I think the more missed serves, you're like in your head a little bit thinking, don't miss my serve, don't miss my serve, and then it just naturally happens.
Paige Briggs-Romine got that one over, just barely. Brajkovic dug out from Hentz. Turner leaves it. Candela Alonso Corseas scores. What are your impressions of what we've seen from her tonight?
I'm really liking her play, especially from the back row. I think that's a weak spot for the Rise, defensively and offensively, and she's really stepping up and filling those shoes. Among non-middles, she's got the second highest hitting percentage among players on the Rise side as San Diego takes a point. Only Paige Briggs-Romine, who's hitting 28%, is higher. But right now, Candela is sitting around 19%. As a team, Grand Rapids is around 13. And it's all not that much different if you're on the other side. Right now, San Diego's at 16%. So it's not as if they're running away with it from that perspective. So an argument to be made that the opportunity is there. Maren Grote slams one down. There's the slide play, and it puts us tied at 13. Usually in those situations where it's 2-0, there's a clear and decided advantage between one side over the other. Not as much the case tonight. Turner leaves it for Candela, who blisters one too strong, just outside the line. Well, how does Venegas not go after that one? 14-13, the Mojo take the lead. She really dodged out of the way.
Well, one thing you can't dispute is that Candela Alonso Corseas can actually get a whole lot behind that shot. Can't help but think about Alexis Shelton when she came in to play the opposite. Of course, Candela is an outside playing the opposite, much like Alexis was. And if you remember for that first match for Alexis, there was a learning curve.
It's a different approach and a different view of the court.
So Kathy George hoping she can continue to grow into that spot as the opportunity presents itself. Loberg bashes one down, and the Mojo are up by one. Let's see if the Mojo are the first team to 16 for the third straight set. With Maren Grote. Snyder, Turner right back to Carly. Didn't get it in the right spot. Other side. Candela goes down for it, tip at the net. And again, some trouble on the Grand Rapids side. Leads to a San Diego point. They've got a 2-point lead as we go to the timeout. You're watching Major League Volleyball on Samsung TV Plus.
There you go, you guys got the right idea.
been a fairly even contest, despite what it might say on the scoreboard. Right now, it's 2-0 in favor of the San Diego Mojo. And it's Grand Rapids trying to fend off this deep and talented San Diego squad, who's won 4 of their last 5. As that one a little too strong on the service line from Marin Groth, so it's a point for Grand Rapids. If you go back to the first year of existence between these two teams, it was a really entertaining finish down the stretch. There's a point for San Diego because it was the Rise in San Diego going after that last postseason spot, one that inevitably went to Grand Rapids. And they took care of business against the Atlanta Vibe in the first round of that postseason, got themselves into the championship match, which was ultimately taken by Omaha. Nice block. How about Candela Alonso Corseas getting it done on the defensive side? And it's a 1-point deficit for Grand Rapids. But that was sort of the fast and furious finish in year 1 that got everybody talking here in Grand Rapids. Snyder got the serve over. There's a block that's kept alive. How did Monterey keep that going? Turner trying to set it up in a good spot. It is blocked. What a play, Jovana Brajkovic. Like, she's got so much size and so much length. She's a matchup nightmare, no matter who's on the other side. Loberg checks out, and Allison Jacobs gets in on the act for the first time here tonight. You can see why with that wicked set. Candela. A couple of Mojo players run into one another. Hopefully they're okay. They seem to be just fine. Turner to the middle. Jensen can't get it down because Monterey was waiting on it. Tabron swings. It is too strong. Will San Diego challenge it? Alicia Childress checking in with her coaching staff. And they will challenge.
It's an interesting challenge because Candela Alonso Corseas just waved her finger immediately saying no, so we'll see.
Well, a few people have as good a view as the person who's taking the swing. If it is a point for Grand Rapids, it would have them down by just 1. Otherwise, San Diego gets a 3-point lead. Oh, it is a block touch on San Diego. So it might have been on Alyssa Jensen who got a piece of it. So Candela Alonso Cortez, she wasn't wrong.
She was correct. Just not for her partner up there.
It's a good challenge by Alicia Childress, who's trying to find her 2nd road win in her home state. And what a play to go get that by Snyder. Those are so tough to handle. To the middle, swing, and not only Turner, but Hentz, other side. Venegas returns the favor, has to barrel roll her way out of the way. There's Hentz getting vertical as well. Other side, Paige Briggs-Romine dug out there by Monterey. Attack from Jacobs to San Diego. They get the point. And now the momentum swings back towards the Sunshine State. This was a very tight set up until this San Diego run here down the stretch in set 3. Paige Briggs-Romine got it in the perfect spot and blasted down. Boy, if they could only put the ball in that spot every time.
That was quite a rip by Paige Briggs-Romine, just able to put it in the center of the court with such pace.
Serving sub for Grand Rapids. It's the talented native of Puerto Rico, Camila Gomez, or check that, Colombia, beg your pardon, as her serve goes underneath the net. And those service errors just continue to be a problem for Grand Rapids.
Definitely not something that you want to come in, get subbed in to do as a serving sub. But the Rise right now are going to have to bounce back from that, starting off with a good pass.
Serve over, Hentz has to lay out for it. Grand Rapids needs points and needs them fast. Paige Briggs-Romine, other side. Not theirs. Turner sets up the middle, and Jacobs pops it a mile high. Had to go to the scorer's table to return that one as Tabron bashes it inside the line. Point San Diego.
Looks like we also have Hattie Bray in for the Rise. We haven't seen too much presence for her in the front row.
I was wondering when she was going to get a shot in the middle because we see her as a serving sub so often. And without Ramat Al-Hassan, it felt like tonight would have been as good an opportunity as any. Timeout, Grand Rapids.
And right now, at that point, you're down 2-0. Any mix of players you can go for, you might as well go for it right now.
So Hattie Bray getting an opportunity as the middle. To remind you, we are seeing a situation for Grand Rapids where they are without two of their most talented players tonight. So already difficult enough when you're playing shorthanded. Elizabeth Inna and Ramat Al-Hassan. They are not able to go. Do want to remind you, though, that voting is still open for the MLV All-Star match coming up. Looking forward to that one as Grand Rapids is hoping that they can send a few members. Last year, they sent 3 players, including Carly Snyder. And an ace for San Diego. Boy, they are closing and closing in fast. McKenna Vicini has San Diego 1 point from match point. Turner, Candela, too strong. It has been that kind of night for the Grand Rapids Rise. We've got match point here in Grand Rapids. Coming off of a Grand Rapids having been swept on the road at Dallas. Trying to avoid losing a 6th straight set. There's Candela Alonso Corseas. Rise will need a big run to tighten this one up. Monserrat looking for some help, couldn't get it. Turner on a slide play. Hattie Bray couldn't land it, but it comes right back. Oh, Bray might have rolled her ankle a little bit there. That's down in the middle. Hopefully she's okay, and the point goes to Grand Rapids. Boy, that looked like a little bit of an awkward exchange in the middle, but I think Hattie Bray just got a little bit scared that she may have hurt herself instead of actually doing it. There's Monserrat looking for Tabron. Diving play there from Carly Snyder. They need points and they need them fast. PBR is blocked. Maren Grote helps put this one to bed. And it's a straight set sweep for the San Diego Mojo.
Over to section 107, where select Rise players will be signing autographs for all fans.
But what more can you say about the performance of the San Diego Mojo? Not even just tonight, but going back to the last time these two teams played here when it was 2-0 in favor of Grand Rapids and San Diego was able to get the reverse sweep. They have really figured some things out.
They just don't give up ever. They are a defense team. Venegas really does a great job of going after every ball, and if anything, she gives Morgan Hentz a run for her money defensively and pursuit-wise.
What stood out to you most when it came to what you saw on the San Diego side tonight?
Just being in system and then taking care of those balls when they really needed to. In high pressure situations, when they needed those points, they were able to really execute.
And we looked at the numbers. They kind of felt even in more ways than you might think. But obviously, when you have somebody like Giovanna Brajkovic, she was big. Grace Loberg was big as well. I really liked watching what Shara Venegas did.
She is incredible. The girl is everywhere, always chasing down every ball. And then the contact that she makes with the ball, she just always puts up a good ball for that setter. So it's the type of touches that she is creating, which really leads her team into an offensive success.
If you're Grand Rapids, your next match comes up on the road against the defending champion, Orlando Valkyries. That'll be on March the 1st at 3 p.m. What do you do if you're Grand Rapids to try and get things sorted out?
Full reset. I would say take some time and then just get back to the little things. Back to ball control, back to the things that you know how to do and that you do well. You are seeing Orlando struggling a little bit. Brittany Abercrombie is out currently, so they're missing their MVP, their top player, and you're going to see some of Rise's players come back in, hopefully, so we'll see what that brings for them.
Here's a look at some of the highlights from this one here tonight. We saw San Diego get out to a big lead early, and in both the first and second sets, Katie, we noticed Grand Rapids got back into the contest. They actually erased a 6-point deficit in both the first and second sets, but it almost seemed like expending all that energy to erase those deficits, they sort of ran out of gas.
They would catch up and then just fall back a little bit. So really being able to stay in that game the whole time and then take that lead.
So Grand Rapids finds themselves in a spot where they have now gone down in each of their last 2 contests, and they have been defeated by the virtue of the sweep. So let's talk about a little bit of the positives on the Grand Rapids side. One thing that we did like was the performance of Candela Alonso Corseas, a rookie getting her first major opportunity. She looked like she could have a little bit more of a chance as we go forward.
She made quite an impact, being an offensive positive, playing some defense, and just really be able to bring up a little bit of energy. I would love to see her get into that starting lineup a little bit more so that she can really take advantage of that role.
Well, here in Grand Rapids, your next chance to watch the Grand Rapids Rise will come up on March the 7th against the Omaha Supernovas at 7 p.m. You can get tickets at grrise.com. And that's going to do it for us. We thank all the good people who make these broadcasts possible. Be sure to catch us for that broadcast beginning at 6:45 on Rise Radio. For our entire talented cast and crew, led by our executive producer, that's Wade Cutler. For my broadcast partner, Katie Olson, this is Dan Hasty. 3-0. San Diego wins it here tonight. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching Major League Volleyball on Samsung TV Plus.
Club. Mm-hmm.